Netflix has been helping you escape reality since 1997. But did you know that it was just a homegrown operation before it took over the world and enslaved millions?
Every time we put out a new show, we're analyzing it, figuring out what worked, what didn't, so we get better next time.
Welcome to WatchMojo's Top 5 Facts. In this installment, we're counting down the 5 most astounding facts about Netflix, the streaming service you spend most of your free time watching.
Netflix is rolling out the 2 titles plan. For $6 a month, you can just watch Breaking Bad and Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Number 5. Netflix was created out of an all-consuming hatred for Blockbuster.
That they cannot take whatever they want. And that this is our land.
According to legend, way back in the distant year of 1997, Game Boys would soon acquire color, and a young, valiant Reed Hastings was charged a $40 late fee for a copy of Apollo 13.
Houston, we have a problem.
On that day, Hastings swore a blood oath to bring down the video rental behemoth with all the devastating force of a doomed space shuttle kamikazing to Earth. Sometime later, Hastings, feeling magnanimous, offered to sell his DVD by mail service Netflix to Blockbuster for a mere $50 million. Blockbuster, feeling suicidal, said no.
And you've just made a very serious mistake.
The blood oath was sworn once more, and Hastings promised to burn them to the ground, for real this time. Now, the landscape is strewn with the once mighty ruins of the Blockbuster empire, and Netflix is worth a cool $33 billion. Number 4. Netflix thinks it takes you 2 minutes to choose a movie.
Not accepting that responsibility?
Then in that case, I will offer up 5 or 6 very diverse choices to show my intelligence, sense of humor, the fact that I went to college.
No one likes to be labeled, but because Netflix is now our ruling lord and master, it needs to know what makes you tick. Hundreds of millions of dollars have gone into serious scientific research on your watching habits. As a result, Netflix estimates that it takes you 2 minutes to decide on what to watch. If by the time those 2 minutes have elapsed, you still haven't decided on what you want, Netflix says you're very likely to move on to some other equally useless and time-consuming activity. They really got their money's worth with facts like those.
For just $5 a month, we're giving customers affordable access to Netflix's most popular function, scrolling through our robust library of titles and posters without ever deciding on a single one.
Number 3. Netflix knows what you love.
You know, our personalization learns from what you watch, how long you watch it, how quickly do you go to the next episode? Do you rewatch some of it? All of those things are inputs into our machine learning.
With thousands of titles in their library and only 2 minutes before you get restless and pick up a book instead, Netflix has to have their suggest game on point. They've done this partly by categorizing all the films in their inventory into approximately 78,000 subgenres coded by tags.
Everything has its place and name tag. How precise.
They've actually paid people to watch their movies and obsessively rate every aspect of the film. The morality of its characters, the amount of gore and romance and cruelty in it, its narrative style, etc., etc., etc. This is how you can get suggested genres like British revenge movies based on classic literature, inspiring deep sea movies, and one of my top 3,000 favorites, romantic Indian crime dramas. Number 2. Netflix studies spoiling.
Wasn't it awesome when Colonel Darkwater
Spoiler alert!
Just like you, Netflix isn't big on spoilers because of the effect it has on an overall viewing experience. So the logical next step was turning the concept of spoilers into a science. Netflix hired a cultural anthropologist, which is a couple of big words for a nerd who studies large groups of people, to figure out what was going on.
I'm an anthropologist. Anthropologists are like a man with a hammer. We study one thing, we're obsessed by a single thing, and that thing is culture.
That nerd is Grant McCracken. According to his research, some folks are just asshats who get off on exercising a modest amount of power over the people they call friends by ruining something potentially awesome for them with spoilers.
I can't believe it, you just ruined The Walking Dead for me.
In spite of all these rules, an up-to-date viewer spoils a show for you. You may spoil something for them in return.
McCracken also notes that 24% of Britons say that spoilers are just a fact of life you gotta live with, whereas 76% of Americans feel the same. I guess people in the US are just more used to dealing with asshats?
Spoiler!
Number 1. Netflix accounts for an estimated 1/3 of internet traffic. Netflix keeps its numbers pretty secret, so it's hard to tell exactly who's watching what when. But how about this for some mind-bending trivia that will be useful to you in no way? According to the analysts at Sandvine, Netflix accounts for 37% of bandwidth usage on the internet during peak hours in North America. It beats Amazon, Hulu, and YouTube put together during prime viewing hours, which is insane. I think that means that while you're watching this on your laptop, you're probably also Netflixing Inside Out on your big screen and The Ridiculous Six on your iPhone. And I'm just guessing here, but the other 63% of internet traffic is probably 100% porn related. So you've probably got your tablet streaming some video too. So Reed Hastings recently predicted that conventional broadcast TV would be dead in 15 years. What do you think?
Spoiler!
For more binge-worthy top 10s and dealing with asshats top 5s, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I can't wait.
People gonna lose that shit.